a certain amount of rebalancing towards our northern borders, and that is what we have now put into place. 8 rounds of talks have taken place between the military commanders on either side. Each of these rounds has been either preceded or followed by a diplomatic level engagement through the WMCC. So the talks are an ongoing process. We will ensure that through the medium of these talks, we reach a solution which is acceptable and not detrimental to our interests. And if the talks get prolonged, so be it. And we are prepared to hold our ground where we are for as long as it takes to achieve our national goals and interests. जहाँ तक बजट का सवाल है, मेरे ख्याल से इससे पहले भी इसके ऊपर बताया था कि हमारे जो डिमांड्स हैं कैपिटल और रेवेन्यू, वो हमने मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस के थ्रू आगे भेजे हैं, और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि जो भी हमारे रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं ओवरऑल जो नेशनल बजट है उसको मद्देनज़र रखते हुए हमें ज़रूर मिलेंगे। अगर आप पिछले साल का भी बजट देखें तो जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर था उसका तकरीबन 15% सबसे बड़ा हिस्सा डिफेंस बजट में था। तो किसी भी किस्म से और किसी भी तरीके से आप देखो तो जो डिफेंस के लिए जो भी आउटले करने की ज़रूरत है वो मेरे ख्याल से गवर्नमेंट कर रही है, और इस पर भी हमें आश्वासन दिया गया है कि स्थिति को देखते हुए अगर कोई एडिशनल रिक्वायरमेंट हो तो वो भी पूरी की जाएगी।
Okay, next set of questions. We have Manu Pabbi, 36, Economic Times.
Sir, I wanted to ask you about this withdrawal of Chinese troops or pulling back. So, do you see it as a significant move? Is it a move towards de-escalation, or is it more of a tactical small term? I just want to know your opinion on what it signifies. And secondly, sir, if you can give us an update on your assault rifle plans. The Kalashnikov factory has been pending for a while now. What are expectations, and when can we see those made in India rifles with our Jawans on the borders? Thank you, sir.
62. Soyashi Sharma, Janata TV.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Dr. Soyashi Sharma. Greetings. My question is, present government has initiated Lukis policy. So what is Army's stand on that? Thank you so much, sir.
40. Pranav Upadhyay, ABP.
जनरल साहब, प्रणय उपाध्याय एबीपी न्यूज से। मेरा सवाल ये है कि आपने चाइना और पाकिस्तान के कोल्यूजन को एक रियल टाइम थ्रेट बताया है। इस संकट के दौरान ऐसे कौन से इंडिकेटर मिले जिनसे आप ये कह सकते हैं कि कोल्यूजन ज्यादा मजबूत हो रहा है? और दूसरी चीज ये कि जो मौजूदा 8 महीने से संकट चल रहा है, सर इस तरफ मौजूदा 8 महीने से जो संकट चल रहा है, इस दौरान आपने अपनी क्रिटिकल प्रायोरिटीज जो हैं उनके अंदर क्या बदलाव किए हैं?
As far as the withdrawal is concerned, I think I had clarified earlier that every summer for the summer training, a number of units and formations of the PLA come into the Tibetan plateau for the training, and at the end of the training year, especially as the winter set in, many of these units go back, and these are the areas, these traditional training areas that have been vacated. We should not read too much into either their presence in these training areas or their absence and going back from these training areas. These areas are well in depth, as much as anything from 500 to 1500 kilometers away from the borders. But all the same, we keep an eye on them because these are the forces which could be mobilized and reach the borders in 24 to 48 hours. So therefore, the necessity of keeping a watch on all the deployments in the Tibetan plateau. But as I said, we need not lay too much significance on these comings and going. But what is more important is that the border areas where the eyeball to eyeball confrontation is there and the various friction areas which are there, there has been no reduction of troops in these particular areas, and that is where we have to be more concerned and careful. Connected to this is the question of collusion between Pakistan and China. There is no doubt that a collusive threat exists. This is not just something which was part of some strategy paper or loud thought process, but it is very much manifesting itself on the ground. There is indeed increased cooperation between China and Pakistan in both military and non-military fields, and a two-front threat is very much something that we have to be prepared to deal with. And in dealing with such a threat, we will of course have to see which is the more serious threat and prioritize and deal with that first. The AK-203, the negotiations are at an advanced stage. There were some last-minute hitches and hiccups, but I believe that those have been ironed out now, and I am hopeful that the final contracts should be signed very soon. As far as the Look-East policy is concerned, that is a very good initiative by the government. It is not something new. It has been there for the last many years. And I do believe that as part of this Look-East policy, the armed forces, all three, Army, Navy, Air Force, have a very important role to play in furthering the government's Look-East policy.